All right, the end of another week and the end of a training cycle, in this case a mesocycle, so some heavier loads being lifted this week. Talked things over with Bryce and decided to kind of push some of the numbers later in the week and try for like 95% for some singles. Now I'm calling this Fatality for a couple of reasons. Number one, towards the end of the week, I almost decapitate myself, which is never good. And number two, I'm going to actually be ending the public uploads of these training logs. Now that's not to say I'm still not going to be doing them. I am. I find these extremely useful, and I'll probably do a video on that in the future. But one of the things I want to try to do, since these seem to be the only videos I've been able to manage to put up lately, and they don't really do too well, and I understand why, they're not really edited, and they're just basically me lifting with some commentary about how I felt, I think I'm just going to leave these as unlisted. That being said though, the playlist that I put these on will be public, and I think I'd like to try to do what I was doing a year or two ago at this point, which is kind of condense these more into some sort of informational video. So have some other pieces besides just training, maybe try to have a theme, or maybe just show things here and there from a particular day and not necessarily the entire week with just my own commentary. I think I'm just gonna leave those as unlisted. So if you'd like to see these videos, again, the playlist itself will be public and you'll be able to see them, but otherwise I'm gonna curtail these. So at the end of this series for the public. I know the few of you that watch these are probably pretty sad, but not really. So moving on to the heavy work for the week, the first thing I was going to do was 2 singles of 255, but I was running really short on time this day. This was done in the evening when I typically train in the morning or early afternoon. So I decided to just try to do a double instead of 2 singles, and these actually moved really well, and I think this is a PR double for me. I want to say my previous high on this was like 545 or 550, so this felt really good, considering that this whole week was really heavy work. So through squat, bench, and deadlift, even in the earlier 2 days, I'm thinking I probably should have gone a little bit lighter, but these last 2 days were extremely heavy. So overall, it was a successful week. This last day, not so much. I found that I'm really fatigued on this last day, especially after heavy squats. And again, I went heavier Monday and Tuesday, which really drained me. So I probably should have just called it here at 250. Decided to go up to 275, which isn't huge because I hit 272 for a double last week, but this was awful. I felt terrible on this. So just the top set here, a single at 606, and deadlifts has been struggling for me. Now for bench, again, went heavier all throughout the course of the week, and I probably should have stopped it here. I didn't even pause. I really thought I did in my mind, but this looks more like touch and go. This felt okay, but then jumped up 10 kilos to 155, which I've hit in the past. It was really sloppy, but this is where I almost died. So this got off my chest. I made sure I got a good pause here, and it was going slow, and I really thought I'd be able to grind this out. And then I just decided, you know what, this probably isn't going to happen. So I just decided to drop it and kill it. And that's where these safety straps come into play. And I'll live to lift another day. It just won't be in a public video.